Hello everyone, today I'm going to be ranking all 7 Mission Impossible movies from my least favorite to my favorite. Now, I watched all of these movies for the first time within the last month, so they're still pretty fresh in my mind. I was going to save this review for next year with Dead Reckoning Part 2, but I figured I'd do it now and just kind of share my updated ranking with my Dead Reckoning Part 2 video next year. There will be no spoilers for any of the Mission Impossible movies in this review, so if you have not yet seen them, feel free to watch this, go check them out then afterwards. But without further ado, let's get into things. At number 7, Mission Impossible 2. I don't think this is a bad movie. It's definitely a fun movie, but it's probably the Mission Impossible movie that feels the most like generic action movie, you know? It's very much late 90s, early 2000s-esque with the visual flair and the slow-mo and like the speed cams and stuff like that. And that's what you get with John Woo's direction. It's still fun, you know? It's got some great heist elements. I like Brendan Gleeson in it. Andy Newton are 2 fun characters in this movie. Ethan Hunt is still, like, this is probably the movie where we get the most, like, womanizer Ethan Hunt. Because he's really not like that in any other movie. But it's got a lot of fun plot twists, some fun heists. It's just probably the simplest plot-wise, and it focuses a lot more on style than substance than the other movies. But it's got a fun finale. Number 6, the original Mission Impossible. This movie works very well with some great tension and plot twists. There's some great scenes. The Dutch angles are fun. And just the whole Ethan Hunt plot line of trying to clear his name is really, really well done. And the whole iconic heist with, you know, coming down from the roof on not the zip line, the wire, is so iconic. It has a fun finale. Action-wise, I'd probably say this is probably the least strong of all the Mission Impossible movies. It's focusing on a lot more on the drama and the tension than the actual action fight scenes, but still got a solid conclusion. And this is definitely the movie where you really start to see Ethan Hunt's potential as a character as they focus more on his brain than his brawn. Number 5, Mission Impossible 3. This J.J. Abrams movie is a really fun entry in the Mission Impossible series that focuses a lot more on Ethan's personal life and family core. It's got an amazing villain with Philip Seymour Hoffman, with just his pure rage and hatred. It's got great plot twists once again. It doesn't have any big stunts like any of the others do, but just this imminent fear that this movie has of, you know, Ethan Hunt has to protect his wife leads to a much higher tension and connection you have to the movie than the previous films. It's still got some great action sequences and the fun introduction of Benji Dunn. Number 4, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. This is the movie where Mission Impossible really starts to find its footing and become the franchise it is today. The introduction of Jeremy Renner is a lot of fun. The whole sequence at the Burj Khalifa is so incredibly thrilling. It's probably the first big stunt in this franchise. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing this. It's got a fun plot, a solid third act, and it's definitely the most engaging of all the movies up to this point. But this movie really soars with that Burj Khalifa action sequence and letting Simon Pegg take a little bit more of a front seat. Number 3, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, the first of the Christopher McQuarrie films. It's a ton of fun, got so many great sequences. I love that it starts with the big stunt. It's consistently entertaining. It's got the best plot about any of these movies. I like Alec Baldwin and Jeremy Renner. I'm sad Jeremy Renner hasn't been in any Mission Impossible movies since these. Once again, I'm happy they got the core team where we really start to see the banter between Luther and Benji with Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames. The introduction of Ilsa Faust is a lot of fun, especially from beginning to end. This feeling of tension of whose side is she on. And I kind of like that the finale is more of just like the generic gunfight and like all the big stunts are earlier on. It just leads to better emotional tension later on. Number 2, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I elaborate more on this in my original video, but this is a fun Mission Impossible movie. It's a little overly long and convoluted. It's got amazing action sequences, great tension, probably maybe the best cast that this franchise has out of any of these movies, and a great story about battling AI and the horrors that come along with that. And really a great story about Ethan Hunt trying his best to save everyone when he doesn't know if he can. But at number 1, easily, is Mission Impossible Fallout. The 6th entry of this franchise is just amazing action sequence after amazing action sequence, connected together so well by a really tight-fitted plot. Henry Cavill is a great new addition, but this movie really soars with, you know, the skydive jump, Ethan Hunt trying his best to save lives and even going undercover. And, of course, the final helicopter action sequence is so thrilling. It took my breath away, even though I had to watch it on the small screen on my TV. It was so amazing. This movie had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It's consistently entertaining. Is easily one of the best action movies I've ever seen. Is the height of the Mission Impossible franchise. So that's my ranking of all 7 Mission Impossible movies. I hope you guys liked the video. Coming soon, Meg 2, The Trench, Haunted Mansion, and Blue Beetle. I'll see you all then. Bye for now.